So we often come up with these very long-term plans. And while there's nothing wrong with that, sometimes I think they're a bit misguided. They're built on imagination about the future rather than about reality. We spend so long thinking about where we're going to be in 5 years, but not what we're doing today. And I was listening to a podcast, and he got a question from an 18-year-old who was like, I feel lost, and what should I do? And then he said, what if that's the way you're supposed to feel? And that just got me thinking, are you supposed to have it all figured out? Maybe the education system does that, where you feel like if you don't get it figured out at age 17, then you've got to wait 2 years minimum to actually figure it out. But sometimes that can feel like the world is ending when you start comparing yourself to other people and looking at what they're doing and then feeling, oh shit, they've got it sorted out. But you see these people grinding away at the age of 50, 60, 70, and we're fucking 18 and worrying that we're going to run out of energy or it's all going to go to shit. And that's where David Goggins' idea of the Oster self comes in. It's a few sentences that you can say to yourself every day that biases you towards action. Because we often hear about, oh, young men are lost, and that's not in itself a bad thing, but it becomes a bad thing when we start scrolling on TikTok or on Instagram and looking to other people for what we should do instead of actually just trying to figure it out ourselves. Not knowing everything shouldn't stop you from acting. Sure, it's scary, especially when you're like me, when you like to think a lot and you value having certainty and you act from there. But I feel like in an age now, and at a young age, it's very difficult to know exactly where you're going to be. And if you do, sometimes you blind yourself to opportunity. But like I said, it's difficult. Especially when you have to wait a year if you don't like the university you went to, or you don't think the career is the right choice. You have to take time away, and you can feel like you're falling behind, especially if you've got high achieving friends who are all wondering what you're doing. And it can feel slow, and it can feel like it takes a long time. But that doesn't mean you can't do things, you can't get after it on a daily basis. Because you can. It's just up to you whether you let yourself.